The holocamber flickered to life as Ambassador Danny Chen stepped into the circular platform, her boots clicking against the crystalline floor. Across from her, the Vexilla delegation materialized, three towering insectoid beings whose compound eyes reflected the cold light of 1,000 stars. Ambassador Chen, their leader. Crystal clicked through his translator. Your species was warned. The council made it abundantly clear. Stay within your designated sector. You ignored us. Danny's expression remained neutral, though her pulse quickened. Behind her, Jasper Rodriguez stood at attention, his hand resting near his sidearm, a gesture that wouldn't go unnoticed. He was her security officer, but more importantly, her oldest friend. They'd survived the Mars colony uprising together, back when humanity was still learning what it meant to be a spacefaring species. We didn't ignore anything, Danny replied calmly. We interpreted your warning as a suggestion. There's a difference. Crystal's mandibles clicked in agitation. You sent colony ships into the outer veil. That territory belongs to the Dominion. You've violated 300 cycles of galactic law. Belonged, Jasper interjected, his voice cutting through the tension. Past tense. The Vexilla delegation shifted, their exoskeletons scraping against each other. Danny shot Jasper a warning glance, but he didn't back down. That was Jasper, always pushing boundaries, always questioning authority. It had gotten them in trouble more times than she could count, but it had also saved their lives on at least a dozen occasions. Explain yourself, human, another Vexilla hissed. Nee took a breath. The Dominion abandoned those systems 70 years ago. We found ghost worlds, automated defenses running on emergency power, and agricultural stations that haven't seen a living soul in decades. You warned us not to settle there, but you never mentioned why. Because it's tradition. Crystal slammed his chitinous appendage on the holographic display. The Council decides expansion, not individual species. Then the Council should have claimed it themselves, Danny countered. We found 23 habitable worlds just sitting there. Resources, minerals, water, everything a species needs to survive. You expected us to walk away from that. The truth was more complicated, and Danny knew it. Humanity hadn't just stumbled upon the outer veil territories. They'd been searching for them. After the Council had denied Earth's third expansion request, citing overcrowding concerns in civilized space, human scientists had started looking at the gaps in galactic maps. The outer veil had appeared as a conspicuous blank spot, too large to be empty, too quiet to be populated. Jasper had been part of the first scout team. He'd returned with footage of abandoned cities, of technology far more advanced than anything the Council claimed to possess, of warning beacons broadcasting in dead languages. Something destroyed the Dominion, Jasper said now, his dark eyes fixed on Crystal. Something scared them so badly they evacuated entire star systems and never looked back. And you've been keeping that information from the younger species, haven't you? The Vexilla delegation went silent. Even through the holographic projection, Danny could sense their discomfort. The Hollow Ones, Danny continued, deciding to lay all their cards on the table. That's what the old records call them. Entities from dark space that consume entire civilizations. The Dominion fought them for 1,000 years before retreating, and the Council decided to quarantine those systems rather than warn anyone about the real threat. Crystal's translator emitted a garbled sound. When he spoke again, his voice was lower, more dangerous. You've accessed restricted archives. That is a capital offense. Then arrest us, Jasper shot back. But you can't arrest the 50 million humans now living in the outer veil. You can't arrest the defensive grid we've built, or the early warning systems we've deployed. And you definitely can't arrest the fact that we've been tracking Hollow One movements for the past 3 years. Danny pulled up a holographic star chart, letting it float between them. Red markers pulsed at various points, forming a pattern that spiraled toward the galactic core. They're coming back, she said quietly. The Hollow Ones are circling inward, and they'll hit Council space within 20 years, maybe less. The Dominion knew this. That's why they abandoned the outer veil. It's the buffer zone, and you've militarized it, Crystal accused. But his anger had faded, replaced by something closer to fear. We've fortified it, Danny corrected. Humans are good at that. We're also good at ignoring warnings when those warnings are designed to keep us ignorant and vulnerable. You wanted us to stay in our little corner of space while you kept the real threats secret. That's not how humanity operates. Jasper stepped forward. We've already shared our data with 6 other younger species. The Talarians, the Orpheus Collective, the Rim Dwellers, they're all asking questions now. The Council's monopoly on information is over. The Vexilla delegation conferred in rapid clicks and chirps that the translator didn't process. Finally, Crystal turned back to them. What do you want, Ambassador Chen? Danny smiled. Recognition, accept humanity's claim to the outer veil systems, give us a seat on the council, and let us lead the preparation for what's coming, because whether you like it or not, humans are the ones who've been studying the Hollow Ones. We're the ones who've been preparing for this fight, and if we refuse, then you'll face the Hollow Ones alone, Jasper said flatly. And when they break through the outer veil because no one was there to stop them, you'll have no one to blame but yourselves. The holographic connection held for another long moment. Then Crystal's image flickered. The council will convene, he said. But understand this. Humans, you've made powerful enemies today. We've been making enemies since we left Earth, Danny replied. But we've also been making allies. The difference is, we tell our allies the truth. The holocamber went dark. Jasper let out a long breath and turned to Danny. Think they'll actually give us that council seat? Danny grinned. They will, because we didn't just ignore their warning, Jasper. We made sure everyone else knew why it was given in the first place, and that's what they really can't forgive. Humanity, fuck yeah, Jasper muttered, echoing the old rallying cry from the colony wars. Humanity, fuck yeah, Danny agreed. Outside, the stars waited in somewhere in the dark between them. So did the Hollow Ones.